Today I took some of the most popular TV shows and turned them into LEGO sets. From shows that you watched as a kid, that ones you may watch as an adult, and even some R-rated sets that LEGO would never make. But don't worry, you don't need to have watched all these shows, because to be fully honest, I haven't watched them all either, so this should be really fun. With that said, let's get into it. Oh, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Gary the snail. Oh yeah, and SpongeBob SquarePants, of course. Now let me just say, if you did not watch this show when you were a kid, then you definitely didn't have a childhood. And over 10 years ago, LEGO did an entire line of sets based off of SpongeBob. My personal favorite being the Krusty Krab. Now this set is just great. You get SpongeBob's fry cook station, you get an area for Squidward to take orders.
I'll have what's that?
Patrick, go be stupid somewhere else.
And of course, we have Mr. Krabs. So I also gave him a bunch of money because that's his favorite thing. And my favorite thing is when you smash that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 100,000 by the end of the year, and I need your help. But then I finally put in the rest of the gang, and then like that, we had SpongeBob in LEGO. That's pretty cool. Now next up, we're going to be recreating one of my favorite shows of all time, The Clone Wars. This is one of the best animated shows ever made, and it is the first ever real Star Wars TV series. And I don't know if you can tell, but I kinda like Star Wars. The show was supposed to take place during the prequel Star Wars movies and was kickstarted with a movie. That wasn't very good, by the way. Anyway, I decided it would probably be a cool idea to recreate the most iconic scene from the show, and that was when Ahsoka left the Jedi Order. All I had to do was take this old Order 66 mock I made with some clone troopers and Anakin, and take out the clone troopers, and then I could just have Ahsoka and put her in and have her walk down the stairs. I also included Cody, Rex, and Obi-Wan Kenobi just because they are such iconic characters from the show, and I'd feel bad if I left them out. This was truly one of the saddest scenes in TV history, and I love it in LEGO. Now let's move into another show. Next up is a cartoon series that's been going for a really long time called Looney Tunes. It's been running for over 90 years, basically. Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Tweety Bird, all American icons. Now these guys are known for their witty humor and practical jokes and running through walls, like Wile E. Coyote. And last year, LEGO actually released an entire series of minifigures based off of these guys, which they never did before, and I am so happy about it. We also have some questionable picks in there, but we'll get to that. First up, we got Bugs Bunny, who looks great with his carrot.
What's up, Doc?
We also got Tweety Bird, Speedy Gonzales, Sylvester, and the Tasmanian Devil, as well as Lola Bunny from Space Jam, and even Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote, as well as some guys I have never heard of. This one's apparently called Petunia Pig. What does that even mean? And that's all, folks. It's time to play the music, it's time to light the lights. It's The Muppet Show. This 70s classic is based off of Jim Henson's hit characters, the Muppets. You guys know them. Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, Fozzie Bear. So I thought it'd be a really fun idea to give them a theater. So what I did was I bought this little theater set and converted it into a Muppet theater, set up some nice posters on it. Now it's time to put a bunch of Muppets in. First up, I had to load the balcony with Statler and Waldorf, of course. Then I had to put the band in front with Ralph, Janice, and Animal. I gave Miss Piggy a dressing room because it just felt necessary, as well as giving Bunsen and Beaker their own little science lab downstairs. We also have the Swedish chef cooking up some tomatoes and chicken, and of course Fozzie and Gonzo on stage doing the banana sketch. But who could forget the man of the hour himself, Kermit the Frog. And did I also mention I'm a really large Muppet fan? My favorite character is the Swedish chef. Bork, bork, bork. Next up is The Office. This show is basically about the day-to-day life of a small paper company in Scranton, Pennsylvania, but instead of it being a normal workplace, it is craziness. First, I built up the set and it was super fun. It comes with so many Easter eggs like Kevin's famous chili, It Is Your Birthday, and a turd under Michael's desk. So yeah, somehow I was turned into a LEGO minifigure. Dang it, Jim. What did he do? He put my LEGO stapler in Jell-O again. But yeah, they absolutely nailed this set, and this is one of the funniest shows I've ever watched. And before I go any further, I just need to give you a brief motivational Michael Scott quote.
Oh, I'm just pooping. You know how I be.
Now we have our first R-rated show, Breaking Bad. Now what is this show about? Basically about a high school teacher and a student bonding over cooking. The problem is what they are cooking is illegal and blue. So first up, I had to make some of the main characters, of course. First up, I got this angry grandpa face and put it on this button-down shirt, and we had Walter White. I decided to give him some chemistry equipment. Next up, we have Jesse Pinkman with his signature beanie and his very fun juice bottle. And did you know that you have rights? Saul Goodman does. So we made him. I think he looks perfect with his gray suit as well as this just absolutely amazing hairpiece. I could not have thought of a better hairpiece to use for this. And after that, we made Mike. Very, very simple figure, and yes, bald. And finally, we made the CEO of Los Pollos Hermanos, Gus Fring. And since Gus is played by the same guy who did Moff Gideon, I decided to take off his head and use it on the character. Now for the build, I decided I wanted to get a bit creative. Because the regular camper RV is so boring, I went and bought this ice cream truck set, which conveniently already has a little kitchen set up in it for them to use. All you have to do is take out the ice cream stuff. And what's better is it advertises on the side of the bus. Only the best is good enough. How perfect is that? Next up, we're gonna go back 60 years to a show from the 60s, The Flintstones. Another cartoon animated show, everyone's heard of it. Basically, the show's about an alternate timeline where men and dinosaurs live together, which leads us to the main character, Fred Flintstone. We have his car, which is run by feet power. We also have his house made completely out of stone, which first off, who's lifting that? How is that possible? We also have his bowling set, TV, and other things that absolutely existed in prehistoric times. We also have his wife, Wilma, and his best friend, Barney Rubble. Overall, this show's a classic, and I'm really happy LEGO made them, but what is going on with the noses? There's just an absence of nose. There is no nose there. It is just an empty void of space. It looks ridiculous. Now, the next two shows we have up are called sitcoms. Basically means situation comedy. Either way, LEGO has made some of them. One of them is called Seinfeld, which follows the life of, you guessed it, Jerry Seinfeld. Yes, the Jerry Seinfeld, the one of Barry B. Benson B-movie fame. Basically, you follow his friends around like Costanza, who is bald, and others. And this is just a super fun set. You get the couch, the kitchen, you get the back rooms, and you even get a little air conditioning unit, which I've never seen in LEGO before. It really replicates the set of the show quite well. Look, there's even a little Superman on the refrigerator. Now, the next show is The Big Bang Theory. It's basically about socially awkward smart people, otherwise known as the unfunniest show of all time. I do not like this show at all. It is just not good, and I think it's the most unfunny thing. But it was the first TV show set that LEGO really made based off a sitcom, which was kind of surprising. Although I do like Sheldon, he could stay. I mean, I guess we could recreate the scene where they eat Chinese food. Somehow this was the most popular show in America at some point. I really don't know how. I do know there was one scene where Luke Skywalker married Sheldon, so I'm just gonna recreate that instead, because that seems way more fun. And here it is. Overall, alright set, terrible show. Now the next show we got is The Sopranos. This show is one of the best of all time and is my absolute favorite and is about a fat mafia boss in New Jersey. So first I went ahead and bought custom figures from this website Citizen Brick called the Gabagool Gang for $65, and we got 4 characters. Tony, Paulie, Sil, and Uncle Junior. They all look really sharp. I also gave him this classic car set because, they just look so good in it. I also made my own custom version of his nephew, Christopher. What's even better is I happen to live in New Jersey, and one of the sets for the shows was actually filmed not that far away from me. So what I did was I brought them to the actual set of the show in Asbury Park, New Jersey, and got some cool shots from where they actually filmed elements of the show. Like when they were on the boardwalk bench, and when there was a dream sequence where he shot Paulie. And it's really cool that I got to visit these places with some really awesome minifigures. And look at that, I'm like right where he was standing. How cool is that? Let's get back to the studio. This is a LEGO Spongebob minifigure, and this is the city of Bikini Bottom. And today, I'm going to be buying, building, and blabbing about every SpongeBob SquarePants LEGO set ever made, and even some that weren't.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh! Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
So SpongeBob has been around for quite a long time and is one of the most popular TV shows ever made. So obviously LEGO made some IRL sets from it a long time ago. So long ago that I even got some as a kid. Now one of the first things you see in an episode of SpongeBob is a pineapple. So naturally I went to Walmart to go buy one. And now I had a delicious snack that I could munch on while I was building the first ever LEGO Spongebob set, and that is SpongeBob's home. Now I don't fully understand how he lives in a pineapple, mainly because pineapples don't sink. Trust me, I tried drowning him. See, it's not sinking.
A few minutes later.
And this set comes with 4 minifigures of the first ever SpongeBob SquarePants, Patrick Star, Gary the Snail, and Squidward. Bro, what did they do to him? Alright, back to the pineapple. I started clicking and clacking more bricks together, built SpongeBob's bed and the diving board that's above it so he could have that iconic alarm opening. And there's also room in here for some reason for a basketball court, so that SpongeBob could dunk 3-pointers on his friends. And what's even cooler, he could dunk on the haters right out of his bed. There's also a little drawing pad in here, which is a little interesting, but we'll worry about that later. The next thing I had to do was build a house for his neighbor Squidward. And this one is low-key weird. As I was building it, there was this giant piece that is made just for this set, and it looks just like Squidward's house. And the only feature for this build is this storage area for a catapult, which you could take out and then use to subsequently destroy the eyeballs in his house, which were never there to begin with. No wonder Squidward's always grumpy. SpongeBob and Patrick are always launching things at him while he's trying to get his beauty sleep.
Don't they know I'm busy spoiling myself?
Maybe that's why his face looks like that. But don't worry, a couple door smacks and we can turn Squidward into handsome Squidward. He's so beautiful. Now the last build I have to make is of a giant boulder.
It's not just a boulder, it's a rock.
And this is where Patrick's star lives. He has a very simple life with a chair, a TV, and an armrest with a special snack under it.
Oh boy, 3 a.m.
Now the very last thing from this set I have to build is SpongeBob's car, because SpongeBob is famous for being an excellent driver. And after hitting a few pedestrians and crashing into that subscribe button, he made it to his workplace, the Krusty Krab, where his boss, Mr. Krabs, was anxiously awaiting his favorite fry cook.
SpongeBob, get out here!
I'm ready.
Oh wait, we still gotta build the Krusty Krab. I started by building its sign that's a clamshell so that people know it's the Krusty Krab, and then got to work on the exterior, adding the doors, and even adding this custom printed door that Squidward looks very happy about. Then I got to work on the rest of the exterior, adding a chimney, a roof, and these flags, which mean something. I just don't know what. There's also this little trash can in the back where all the unsubscribers go. Next, we had to head inside because we need to hide away Mr. Krabs' most valuable asset.
Money, 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 money.
No.
My secret formula.
Yes. And then we have his desk to hide his secret formula. But now we need to build the actual cash register where his customers can give him money. So I built the little half boat where Squidward works, and then I built the famous window and grill that SpongeBob uses to cook Krabby Patties. It also has this launch feature so you can launch them out the window and to his hungry customers. Oh, and speaking of that, there's a line of hungry customers waiting outside the Krusty Krab, and it was getting super busy. But hey, there's one more character in this set. Plankton? He owns the Chum Bucket, the big rival restaurant from across the street. And he's also Mr. Krabs' arch nemesis. He even tries on a bi-weekly basis to steal the secret formula. But every time he tries, he's foiled. Usually because he does something dumb. Anyway, I have to build the Chum Bucket. And building the set was kind of fun, especially because it's really expensive. And after I finished almost everything, I included this giant fist on top of it, which gave me flashbacks to this episode where Plankton tries advertising and did this dance.
Have you seen this, seen this, seen this, seen my genius, genius, genius?
And then Patrick came along and made the sign better that said, "Chum is fun."
Chum is fun.
Now inside the Chum Bucket, there were lots of gadgets, gizmos, and innators, all made to try and steal the Krabby Patty secret formula. Like this robot version of SpongeBob, which we'll see later. There's also a robot that delivers money, which Plankton hides inside, a burger robot that Plankton hides inside. You know, I'm starting to think that this hiding inside thing isn't working. What about a tank? There was also, most importantly, a holographic meatloaf projector, where Plankton and Karen made their evil plans to take down the Krusty Krab. Oh yeah, and here's my custom Karen, Plankton's computer wife. And after days of maniacal planning, he's ready to launch his evil plan. And it started by calling the local traffic police and telling them how SpongeBob's a terrible driver. So the driving authority came to the Krusty Krab, got a Krabby Patty, and then told SpongeBob he had to go to boating school, and he couldn't work for the Krusty Krab until he finished. SpongeBob was devastated, but was excited to see his favorite boating teacher, Mrs. Puff. But since he can't take his car to boating school, he needs to grab a bus. So I went ahead and built the Bikini Bottom Express set. It's this orange bus that has this fishy green bus driver, a bus stop, and a ticket machine with this really cool feature that dispenses a load of tickets that you can take directly to the bus and give to the bus driver. And Patrick looks like he also wants to get his boating license. So they both got on the bus and head off to boating school. Oh, the boating school's not done. So while I got to building the boating school, Mr. Krabs was getting desperate because now he didn't have a fry cook and Squidward honestly wasn't doing a great job. So he put up a wanted sign, but nobody wanted to work for him because he doesn't pay anything. So he escaped off to SpongeBob's house and broke in to see if there were any notes about how to do what SpongeBob does. And he found this awfully weird looking piece of wood. I think it's a pencil. Feeling desperate, he took it out and drew SpongeBob on the floor when all of a sudden, He made a new SpongeBob. I think we're gonna call him Doodle Bob. Mr. Krabs took him to the Krusty Krab and actually making burgers even faster than SpongeBob. Mr. Krabs had money signs pop out of his eyes, and the customers were really excited about this. While that was happening, I wrapped up building the boating school that was this old lighthouse with this school attached. And hey, there's Mrs. Puff. First he had to do the written portion of the test inside, and he and Patrick were having a little too much fun in class.
Today's first lesson will be on turning.
24.
Hey, Patrick,
What?
I thought of something funnier than 24.
Let me hear it.
25.
That's enough!
And after doing the whole classroom portion, and SpongeBob barely passing, it's time for him to take his actual driving test. First we have the starting line, which SpongeBob went through pretty easily, and then there was a speed bump, which SpongeBob thought meant speed up, so he stepped on the gas and ran into an anchor, which caught into Mrs. Puff and then slammed them directly into the wall. Yeah, it turns out walls and Mrs. Puff at 120 nautical miles an hour don't match up very well.
Oh, SpongeBob! Why?
So we need to drive her to the hospital, and lucky for us, there's an ambulance from the hospital set.
Wee-woo, wee-woo, wee-woo! Wee-woo, wee-woo, wee-woo!
So I built up the hospital, and SpongeBob checked her in and then stole some bandages to help Mrs. Puff feel better by looking wounded, but he wasn't, because he's a sponge. Then Dr. Sturgeon came in and told them that she was going to be okay, she just needed SpongeBob to be away from her all the time, and she would get better. She also may have slipped the doctor a note saying that, but SpongeBob was already out the door.
Meanwhile,
At the Krusty Krab, business was booming, and Doodle Bob was making the Krabby Patties even more high-end and fancy. And customers were paying more and more money, which made Mr. Krabs very happy. And what's better, Doodle Bob didn't even ask to get paid. So Squidward thought it was a good time to ask for more money. Mr. Krabs, can I get a raise? No, Mr. Squidward. Back to work. Oh. In fact, the Krusty Krab was getting so fancy that Squilliam Fancyson himself showed up, and this just made Squidward angry. Then SpongeBob came in and tried to get his job back because now he figured he just had to ride his bicycle to work. But Mr. Krabs liked Doodle Bob so much, he fired SpongeBob.
You're fired!
SpongeBob was really sad and had to turn in his hat and leave the Krusty Krab. Looks like Plankton's evil plan was working, but he knew that he had to get a new job, one that was exciting. So he called up his good squirrel friend, Sandy Cheeks. And it turns out she was working on a rocket to get to space, and she just fired her head engineer, Elon, so she needs some extra help to get there. And nobody's better to be an astronaut than SpongeBob. The rocket ride set is also a completely legit set that they made for some reason. So you're telling me they did this but not Sandy's house? Anyway, Patrick and SpongeBob both got in spacesuits and came along for the ride. There was a whole lot of space inside the rocket ship, including a tool shelf, control panels, and hey, wait a minute, is that Gru?
Next, we are going to steal the moon!
Hey, get him out of here. We only want one little yellow person in overalls. All right, I put this jelly cart in, loaded up the fellas, and we're gonna have liftoff in
3 more subscribers! 2! 1! Somebody subscribe!
Good, now that you did, I guess we're going to the moon. When they made it there, they did lots of cool experiments with this rover and a jellyfish field for SpongeBob and Patrick to go catch jellyfish. But they got bored pretty quickly and didn't like their job anymore, so they wanted to go home. So they loaded up some moon rocks and went back. So when they got back, they were taking off their spacesuits. Patrick and Sandy got theirs off just fine, but SpongeBob was having some serious issues. So he asked his friend Patrick to rip it off. SpongeBob? So that's not good. So Patrick took the corpses of SpongeBob to the only person that could actually help. That's right, the Flying Dutchman.
Now you're ready to sail for the horn. Way, roll and go. Our boots and our clothes, boys, are all in the horn. We're rollicking dandy, dandy, yo. Heave a horn!
Now the Dutchman was able to bring SpongeBob back to life, but in exchange for reviving him, he gets to keep his soul. So he made SpongeBob and Patrick both pirates, and their first job was to steal lost treasure. So the Flying Dutchman pulled up to this little island, and he dropped SpongeBob and Patrick off to go find the treasure. They got off, walked some planks, moved this little cannon out of the way, and then launched it. And then they found the treasure. They brought it to the Dutchman, but there was absolutely
Nothing.
other than this shell. So they went on sailing looking for more treasure and did a pirate howl. And after like 20 sets of this, the Dutchman really didn't like them anymore and decided to give them their souls back and kick them off their pirate ship. And SpongeBob was out of a job again. Now the only place left in town he could try and get a job was his third favorite place in the world, Glove World. So he got on the bus and got dropped off at Glove World, and there was already an employee at the gate who checks tickets and makes ice cream. And it looks like Patrick already had some. And they all got on the Ferris wheel together and went around and around and around and around and around and around and around until the Glove World guy got upset and kicked them out. Well, I guess SpongeBob's all out of jobs. And he's really sad about it. So he decided to go home and try and remodel his house to make himself feel better. And this one's going to be much nicer looking. And it has his boy Gary, but this time Gary's actually pink. And he has his own bowl. It also has some outdoor accessories like a reef blower, a grill so he can reminisce about working at the Krusty Krab, and his boatmobile that he's not legally allowed to drive. Legally, that is. But he figured he could avoid the law a little and decided to start delivering pizzas.
The Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza absolutively.
And the first person he got to drop a pizza off to was Squidward, who was busy sunbathing out in this chair that came with the Pineapple House. This is also the first not cursed LEGO Squidward. The inside was pretty much the same interior as the first one, but this time he has his famous chair with the fish behind it. And it even has his TV.
Breaking news!
Attention! Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy have died! Who is going to protect Bikini Bottom now? So SpongeBob and Patrick both looked at each other and decided that it should be them. So the boys got together and spent all their remaining money on this superhero boatmobile. It has these little squid launchers, a special telephone, and SpongeBob and Patrick even got these special superhero suits. And oh no, it looks like someone's drowning in the river. SpongeBob and Patrick were off to the rescue. Wait, guys, why are you going to save someone from a river? You live underwater. Oh.
Patrick, we saved the city!
So Patrick gave up and went home to his rock. But SpongeBob was still figuring out how he was gonna feed Gary. And at the same time, Mr. Krabs had never been more successful. So he decided, like all other restaurants, to make another Krusty Krab.
First of all, congratulations, Mr. Krabs.
Hello! I like money.
What inspired you to build a second Krusty Krab right next door to the original?
Money!
And I gotta build it. His biggest issue is he only had one Doodle Bob, and he needs another one to work at the new Krusty Krab. And Plankton saw this, so he crafted together the ultimate robot SpongeBob in the chum bucket and sent him over to the Krusty Krab. The robot came over and asked Mr. K to work for him for free. So he took him in and had absolutely zero reservations about it. And Plankton was also working on one last giant invention to destroy the Krusty Krab once and for all. While that was going on, SpongeBob was in his house feeling down about not having work that fulfilled him. And even though Mr. Krabs was doing well, he still missed SpongeBob.
This kitchen's not the same without you.
So this SpongeBob set I actually got when I was a little kid. And it's the Bikini Bottom Party. Thanks, Grandma. And this one got a downgrade on SpongeBob's house, an update on Squidward's, and Patrick's. Nope, wait, it's still just a rock. But it did have a new SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, and Mrs. Puff minifigures. And Squidward's house had all his favorite things, like his clarinet, his dumb art, and his clam cage.
I can't seem to get happy.
And all SpongeBob's friends came together to help cheer him up, and he was so happy. They had a drink stand, a DJ, and even a merry-go-round. And while he was having a good time, Mr. Krabs was raking it in. But Sheldon J. Plankton was making his final touches on the ultimate Krusty Krab destroyer, Giant SpongeBob. And he has the weirdest play feature I've ever seen. It has 2 alternate face expressions, and you could go inside and control his mind with Plankton, but this is Plankton without the sticker print.
What is that?
And you can put him inside to control the eyes, the mouth that spits out jellyfish. But most importantly, this beast even has the brand new
One
1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, buckle some more.
So Plankton went to work using his machinery to activate the robot he planted in the second Krusty Krab, as well as Doodle Bob, to begin his master plan. He approached the Krusty Krab with both of them at his side, and then used giant SpongeBob to completely destroy the second Krusty Krab. Well, Krabs, it looks like you'll have to hand over the secret formula, or else. Mr. Krabs felt completely betrayed by Doodle Bob, and realized at that moment he really needed SpongeBob. Mr. Krabs went inside to go get the secret formula. He realized it was over. But SpongeBob felt a great disturbance in the force, as if his favorite burger in the world was all of a sudden gonna get destroyed. So he left the party his friends threw him and got in the car to head there. He saw what was happening with the big SpongeBob and the Krusty Krab, and then remembered that scene from Captain America Civil War. And with some spare shoelaces and chains, he drove around the big SpongeBob to try and trip him.
You can't do the time, don't do the crime. Okay, time's up.
And the Krusty Krab was saved, and SpongeBob was back at work, and everyone was happy, except for Squidward, because he's never happy. But there's still one more thing we have to do. Thank you to Brick Radio P for supplying me with some of the minifigures, and Danny Bob for helping with the sets. This is Jake the dog, and this is him as a Lego figure. And today I'm going to buy, unbox, and rate fake Adventure Time minifigures that Lego refused to make. And stay tuned, because by the end of this video, we're going to open this Adventure Time mystery bag with an awesome custom character. Anyways,
Adventure Time?
so what was Adventure Time? Basically, it was this show that aired on Cartoon Network about this boy Finn and his dog friend Jake. The show was super popular and had over 200 episodes, spin-offs, and even the first Lego Ideas set. And even though Lego made this set, they still have never made its minifigures, and I didn't like that very much. Well, except for those Lego Dimension figures. We're just gonna ignore those. So I went on eBay and ordered these fake ones, and they should be here by now. I think that's them. So it says don't, just don't. You know what, I'm opening these anyway. Oh, and by the way, if this video hits 1,000 likes, we'll do a part 2. So make sure to hit that like button, and we're gonna open all the Adventure Time characters. So the first minifigure we're going to open is from this one. All right, let's open it. All right, and it is that bubblegum? Oh, cool. This is the Bubblegum Princess. This is one of the more iconic characters from the show, actually. We're gonna click her together. Bro, what is that face? Oh my gosh. Yes! She's made out of bubblegum and is an ancient elemental princess. And she comes with some bubblegum. Oh my gosh, her arm just came off. All right, let's not do that. It's kind of hard for her to move her arm because the way it's molded. So you kind of have to have her hold the little jar down here. Okay, just got a note, zoomed in, without the hair, she looks borderline cursed. But with the hair, she looks good. I mean, look, you got the crown, you got everything. Oh no. The issue is it's just not a very functional minifigure, mainly because of the way the hair is, and you can't like move the arm without it popping out. So this would never pass like Lego's approval standards, but it's still a pretty cool minifig. I'll give it a solid like 6 out of 10. Next minifig. All right, next one we're gonna grab. Oh wow, that's a thick boy. I'm really curious what's gonna be inside this. What do you guys think? I want you to comment below. Also comment your favorite character from Adventure Time. 3, 2. Is that the banana guard? Wow, we're getting some pretty obscure ones to start. All right, so we got the body, the boots and everything, and then we gotta give him a head, apparently, because I think the head actually fits up there. Look at that. Okay, so we're gonna, whoa, wait a minute. He can't even like move his arms up? Wait a minute. I love like the little hand-drawn face, but like if you put this all the way down, oh my gosh, that is a banana guard. I was not expecting this to look this good. He has the little dots on the bottom, he has the spear. This looks so accurate. Oh my gosh, the same issue happened. He literally lost his arm again. He has the same exact issue as Bubblegum Princess. All right, so what do I think of Banana Man? First off, these eyes, they're not printed. They're molded. Oh my gosh, I can't with this. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at this, watch this. Okay, nothing happened, but I could totally see it. Look at that, whoa. Yo, this dude is legit. Honestly, he gets a solid like 6 out of 10. Again, he just has that arm thing where like if he moves it too much, it like becomes an issue. Like that shouldn't happen with a minifigure. And he's also kind of like not super detailed, but he looks really accurate to the show. And honestly, like, I can't complain that much. He's pretty good. Next minifig. All right, we're getting closer to the gold mystery minifig, and we are going to open the next one. All right, let's try it. Yo, we got Jake. Let's go. So Jake obviously adopted Finn as like a dog, which I didn't know dogs could adopt people. That's like new to me.
Baby, why are you crying? Margaret, this baby won't tell me what's wrong with it, and it's stuck to a leaf, and it stinks.
Give it here, Joshua. This baby just needs some love and kisses to be happy. Mwah, mwah, mwah. There, see? Now it's happy.
You just kissed a boom boom, baby. So don't expect any more sugar from me, sweetheart, until we wash your dirty, dirty face.
But he's a really cool minifig, and he can play the violin.
Huh? Whoa! Whoa! Stop! You're luring snakes! Stop!
Huh? Where does he grab it though? That's the question. Okay, so we got this, and then I assume this is to hold it so he could like play it. Wait a minute, so the violin you're supposed to like play on your chin, right? Like you're supposed to like grab it like on the side, right? Oh my gosh, he has the same issue everyone else has. Should honestly expect that. Oh my gosh. Work, darn you! It's not working! You know what, honestly, I give up. Here, wait, no. I don't want to give up. Never give up!
Never back down, never what? Never give up!
Okay, and here he is. He has his violin and his little thing they use to play a violin. I honestly don't know what it's called. But if you zoom into his eyes, he is very kind of soulless. I don't know if that's the right word. He's like kind of cute, but he's also like a middle-aged dude, if I remember correctly. But when you put him with the other characters, he definitely fits with the ensemble. All right, he's getting a 10. Even though he's like completely impractical. All right, time for our next minifigure, and we have quite a few. We're gonna do this one. All right, let's crack her open. Is this the Fire Princess? It is the Fire Princess. All right, so Fire Princess, right? Cool. We got, oh my gosh. Yes, this face is perfect. This is legitimately the perfect minifigure face. Wait, yes, I love it. All right, this one's perfect. There's no weird over molding, so she can move her arms around freely, which is nice. The full wraparound dress printing, even better. And most importantly, I don't think anyone can appreciate how cursed this minifig head is. Like literally, let's just murder Blocky for a second. Ah! And put this on. Hey Blocky, how you doing? I'm okay. No, Blocky, that looks so bad. That's so funny looking though. Why'd you do that to me? Aw, you're fine, suck it up. I love this face, it's getting used in so many videos. Best minifig so far, 10 out of 10. All right, next minifigure. All right, let's go on an adventure. Let's see who this one is. Oh, we're getting close to the gold mystery figure. Let's open this one though. No way, let's go. Okay, I've been waiting for him, obviously. We knew you were gonna get him, but it's Finn. Let's build him up. Yes, oh, Finn. Oh, he comes with a backpack too? Ooh, fancy. Yeah, wow, look at that. Ooh, I love the face. Yes, that's great. And he comes with this little like marshmallow head thing. I always thought he looked like a Hello Kitty. Hey, come on, tell me he doesn't look like a Hello Kitty. Bro is definitely a Hello Kitty. But yeah, he comes with a sword, and he and Jake together look so adorable. Aw. And then his backside looks good and everything. I really like the figure. I literally wouldn't have done anything differently with him. Like, it's perfect. He's got the shoulder print and the backpack and the back leg print. Like, literally, he's perfect. There's nothing to change. 10 out of 10. All right, next one. Whichever one falls out, we're doing. Okay, that one's it. All right, let's unbox. Oh, whoa, is that the gumball guard? Okay, so this is actually Grobgob Globgrod. I can't believe I actually pronounced that properly. But let's build it. All right, so we attach this, and then we're gonna attach one of these. Okay, and then we just attach the face, and it seems like they're pretty universally happy. And this character even gets a little butterfly stick. That's cute. Okay. And if you spin him around, it's literally the same face on every single side. Oh my gosh, look at it. I'm giving this minifigure a solid like 7 out of 10 because it's a cool figure. But here are all the takes of me trying to actually pronounce it. Okay, so this is actually Gobgob Globdrod. Okay, so this is actually Gobgob Globdrod. Okay, so this is actually Okay, so this is actually Grobgob Globdrod. Oh my gosh, I can't. Okay, so this is actually Grobgob Globdrod. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I know it says did not, but we have just 2 of these blue blind bags before we get to our final mystery bag. So this is the second to last one, and we are going to open it right here. So let's see it go. Ah. Is that who I think it is? I think that's Susan. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm like 97% sure this is Susan. Yes, I love the face. I love the faces. The faces are great. They translate so well into Lego. I don't know why Lego hasn't made minifigs of them. They've done the official sets. And Susan comes with a fish. Because why not? Susan likes fish, I guess. Oh, shoot, it's not. Hold the darn fish, Susan. If you don't hold this fish, I'm gonna, All right, so there's Susan with the fish. Heck yeah. All right, so the Susan minifig looks like okay. It's a little mid. It has the wraparound printing like on the legs and even some shoulder printing, but I just don't think it looks that good. So I'm gonna give it a solid like 4 out of 10. It's nothing to write home about, but the face is funny. Oh, and how could I forget? We gotta add her to the squad. Oh my gosh, get up, you gum glob, whatever the heck your name is. And that puts us at 1 minifigure before the golden mystery figure, and I think I know who this is going to be. Or I really hope I know who it's going to be, because if we don't have this character, I'll be a little disappointed. Please be Ice King. Please be Ice King. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. How do I... Okay, wait. Okay, wait. Ice King is having an issue with his hand. Okay, get in there. Yeah. All right, so then we got to put this head in, and then literally all, like, this is so boring. All of Ice King is in this one piece. Literally, it's barely Ice King without it. Oh my gosh. And we got Gunter, his little penguin. Oh, that's so cute. I low-key like Gunter a little bit more than the Ice King himself. But the king has the crown and the giant nose. Look at that sucker. That sucker's, like... That's a huge nose. Bro's got a schnoz on him. No, comment if you know someone who has a nose like this. So this is the Ice King. So he basically kidnaps children and his crown makes him literally insane. So that's cool. All right, so he's gonna get a solid like 8 out of 10. I think he could use some torso printing probably. He's okay. My boy Gunter, by the way, he actually gets a 12. He gets the first ever 12. He literally doesn't have a stud butt, which all minifigures should have. So I don't even know if this would qualify as a fake Lego because it's barely a Lego. All right, wait, so we gotta put him with the squad, of course. So the question is where? So I was thinking in between the princesses, you have to have the king, right? So that would just make sense, right? So we'll put the princess here, we'll put the fire princess here, and we put the ice king here. And then Gunter, I guess, can go round out the edge over here. Okay, I like that. Now there's still the gold mystery bag, and let's see what's inside there. Okay guys, we have the final gold mystery minifigure. We're going to open it, so hit that like button, because again, we're gonna do a part 2 if this gets 1,000 likes, and let's open it up. All right, Blocky, you ready? I am not prepared. I have no clue what's in here, so we're gonna find out. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. Wait, that's not a minifigure. Jake the dog? That's so cute. He comes with a little pet for Blocky. Blocky, congrats, you got a dog. His name is Jake Jr. Oh, he's so cute. I love him. He's a good boy. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Who's a good boy? Bro, that's my aunt. Oh, who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? You have belly scratches. Oh my gosh. Hey, Finn? Yeah, maybe we should stop being friends with this guy. That's Tom and Jerry, and this is them as Lego minifigures. And today I'm going to buy, build, and blab about these Tom and Jerry characters Lego has never made. And stay tuned, because a lot of shenanigans are going to be happening. Anyways, Lego. Now, Tom and Jerry's been a super popular show for almost 85 years, making it as old as World War II. That's pretty old. And for the first time, Lego just made its first Tom and Jerry Lego set. It's this Brickheads build with 2 of the main characters. Of course, Tom and Jerry. But these are minifigures, which is what I mostly care about, so I made it my mission to find them. So I hopped on the internet and got searching. All right, here they are. Now I just gotta press the...
1 eternity later.
All right, let's unbox. All right, so I'm gonna pick the first one all the way at the top. And ooh, is that our boy Jerry? No freaking way. All right, let's open up our bad boy Jerry. Whoa, okay. Pretty intense looking guy. All right, the first thing I'm gonna do, of course, is add the arms. And of course, we have to add the head. All right, he's looking pretty snazzy so far. I just realized he's supposed to have a tail. So the way they do the tails on these guys is kind of interesting. So first you have to put this little piece in. It's not like built in as a part of the tail. Usually it's just one piece. But this, like, you take this individual tail piece and you just kind of attach it on. And it's really sharp looking. Look how pointy that is. Anyways, he comes with 2 accessories. His first accessory is this epic guitar. He's obviously in the show, he's seen playing the guitar a bunch of times, and it's cool that they made this for him. So we'll just attach this in this hand. And then also there is this silver bat that I'm sure he's gonna be able to hit our boy Tom with in a little bit, assuming that he comes in this, which he probably should. Oh, and is that a slice of pizza? Yeah, I remember him eating pizza. There's also a baseboard, but I'm gonna be throwing all those away because I don't like them. They don't look cool. All right, I'm gonna give this figure a 9 out of 10. Why not a 10 out of 10? Okay, he gets a 10 out of 10. He gets a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. All right, who are we gonna get out here next? You know, I'm actually just gonna look for him because I feel like if we don't do him, you know what? Let's do this one. Wait, that's not Tom. Where's Tom? We gotta find him. All right, I think this is actually Tuffy, also known as Nibbles. Whoa, okay, that's an insane piece. Look at this crossbow. That's legitimately the height of an entire minifigure. And he has short legs. All right, we're gonna clip the arms in. The annoying thing is because some of these come pre-assembled, so I have to literally take the torso off just to put the tail on. But it looks like the bulk of him's together now. We just gotta take that off, put on his diaper thing. Boom, that's not inconsistent looking at all. All right, time for the tail. Boom, he has a very Jerry-like tail. All right, the last part I have to put on Nibbles is his head. All right, now we gotta give him his accessories. All right, so the thing about Tuffy is he's kind of always eating. So we got him this little bottle of milk.
He needs some milk.
Yeah, and he's really chugging that thing. More interestingly, he also comes with a human-sized crossbow that's literally like double his height. Anyway, we're gonna equip him with that. Bro basically thinks now he's Cupid and he could shoot arrows at whoever he wants. For whatever reason, he came with this giant silver sword. There seems to be a theme going on here. I don't even remember him having this entirely, but the figure itself does look pretty accurate and definitely gonna give this one a 9 out of 10. Is that a good enough rating, sir? Anyways, now we got the little guys and it's on to the next one. All right, here we go. And it is, who is that? Oh, is that who I think it is? It is! I guess our next character is going to be Spike. Comment where you think Tom is, but let's build Spike. Oh. He has boxing gloves. It's so cool. All right, we gotta add his tail now. Wait, does he even have a tail? Where's his tail? Oh, there it is. Little tail. All right, so he comes with boxing gloves and like 3 sets of hands. I don't know why. I'm guessing they figure if you wanna have one hand have a boxing glove, and then say you could have the other hand, and that one could hold the little chain ball thing. Maybe that makes sense. I don't know. I honestly don't like that, so I'm gonna yoink that off and give him back the boxing gloves. He's basically Barky Balboa. This one actually looks really cute. He also has a puppy named Tyke, and he's really cute in the show, and he's mainly a big enemy of Tom's. I mean, you should see him. He really likes to lay it into Tom, and maybe you'll even see some of that later. I'm definitely giving this one a 10 out of 10. So we got enemy, his opponent, and his nephew all here, but we still gotta find him. All right, let's grab the next one. All right, this one's been sitting on the top for a while, and I think that's Lightning. He's the only orange one I know of. To be honest, I'm kind of scared to open this one. Rip! All right, starting off, we obviously have the torso, arms. Oh, and how could I forget each hand? We take this off, do a little bit of that, and spin her around for an added tail. All right, Lightning's getting closer to done. Now we just got a head. Yeah, he's looking a lot like Tom, almost as if you just painted Tom orange. Did I mention that his tail just kind of ripped off? Who needs tails anyway? Because unlike others, he's got 3 accessories. First, he's got a battle axe, so you could go chop everyone. And then he also gets a broom. And this broom he could use to clean up his messes. Good job, Lightning. By far my favorite accessory of all the characters so far is his pitchfork. It's legit a gold pitchfork. That is so cool. I'm giving him a 7 out of 10. 2, 3. Oh, poor Bugs Bunny. Yeah, what's up, Doc? Time for the next one. And I think that's Meathead. Let's open him up. Whoa, that's a lot of damage. But I want to confirm it's actually him. Yep, that's Meathead. This is gonna be a fun one. He's a real meathead, but his head won't go on. Boom. He also has this arm printing, which is really cool. Then we just gotta click in the hands. Also, look how defined the feet are. Oh my goodness. Even official LEGO minifigures don't have that. So he looks like a bit of a crafty alley cat. He comes with this silver wrench and this silver crowbar. I wonder what he could use those for. Of course, we have a tail for him, and he has this little printing on the tail too, which is actually kind of neat. It actually works out really well because my Cybertruck in LEGO just got broken and it needs a brand new tire.
Beep, 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 beep.
He still has one more really weird accessory, and it's this shiny silver hockey stick. So I guess now he could play hockey, but he didn't come with ice skates, so I'm not entirely sure what to do with this. Oh. This figure is 7 out of 10. All right, we got 3 minifigures left and no sign of Tom. Honestly, I'm getting a little concerned. Anyway, we're gonna grab the next one. I think that's Toodles Galore. Now, for those who don't know, Toodles Galore is basically Tom's girlfriend, I think. I don't know what they call it. I think it's best termed as a situationship. Anyway, let's build her. Tail, torso, arms, hand, other hand, head. Yeah, okay, this one's interesting. Honestly, not my favorite. She does come with some accessories, like a comb, I guess to comb her hair, but wait, don't cats lick themselves? I don't know. She also comes with a little purse, which is useful. And I guess once she figures out she doesn't actually need a comb, she can just use this tennis racket and I guess play tennis? Here, she's gonna use it to tap the like button. Make sure to tap the like button, fellas. I'm giving this minifigure like a 5. It's just not that cool. It's back to the box, and it looks like we got Butch. Now, Butch is cool because he's basically the leader of all the alley cats, and looks like we gotta build him. I really hope Tom's in the next one. Anyway, we're gonna add him, his tail. He is an empty torso. That's kind of lame. Arms. We just gotta clip on his hands. All right, head time. Nope, this head does not want to go on no matter how hard I try. Oh, come on. Dang it, tail fell off. And it ripped too, so I can't even put it back on. Anyway, Butch is somewhat of a chef, so he actually comes with this serving tray. And on this serving tray, you could put some yummy salad. But not only that, he also comes with a big old frying pan. And this could definitely be used for heinous crimes later. I'm sure you'll see it. Oh, and did I mention he also has a spatula? This one's silver and it'll look great on SpongeBob. Oh, and he has the most accessories because he also has this giant spike. I don't know why. Maybe he uses it to prod the food? Anyways, I think the last one should be Tom. So we gotta just, wait. Where's Tom? Is he under here? Maybe it's in here. No. Where could he be? Maybe he's here. I don't remember throwing that out. All right, let's see if he's in the box of matches, I guess. All right, let's see what's in here. Oh, there he is. It's Tom. How'd he get in there? A little mischievous devil. And he was holding a match. Hope he wasn't planning anything maniacal with that. It looks like there's also some accessories in here. Is that a broom? And a guitar. Yeah, I remember him playing the guitar. Okay, now, let me put all these matches back. You wanna keep one? Okay, you can keep one. Just don't do anything illegal with it. All right, we gotta go put these matches back. I think I left them over... Yeah, I think I left them in here. Bye. Looks like he's trying to burn Jerry and friends. And the alley cats are in on it as well as Tom's girlfriend. Oh, that's not good. Whoa, how'd that happen? Jerry, you're gonna catch on fire soon if you don't let go of that. This is Bluey, and this is him as a LEGO minifigure. And today I'm going to buy, build, and blab about these Bluey minifigures that LEGO hasn't made. And stay tuned, because by the end of this video, I'm gonna fill an entire city with Bluey characters. Anyways, LEGO. Now, Bluey's one of the best shows out there about a blue dog and her family. It's also super popular, but somehow LEGO hasn't made any sense from it. So today we're going online to find some custom figures, so I went on Mercari, and after some searching, I put them in my cart, and they should be waiting in the mailbox.
A few moments later.
Boom! Now there should be 16 minifigures in here, and we're going to be checking them off the list to make sure we get them all. All right, so we're gonna start with this character, and I think that's Bluey. RIP! Ooh, he looks a little scratched up, but that doesn't matter because he's getting covered by this torso piece anyway. Clip. Now we just have to give him his hands. Boom. Boom. Oh shoot, he has a tail. There's my Bluey minifigure. Oh no, he has an extra hand. He comes with his little dog nose and his ears. He also has these 3 spots on his back. And I'm gonna give this Bluey minifigure an 8 out of 10. Now by the end of this video, I wanna fill this entire street corner with Bluey characters. But we still have to unbox our next one. And I wanna grab this one, and I think that's Bingo. Let's check. I'm almost certain that's Bingo. That has to be Bingo, right? Her torso is definitely less scratched up. Ugh. Boom. 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 She looks pretty cool too. She's Bluey's sister who's orange, and she has these little toe prints as well as a tail, and looks pretty similar to Bluey. And I think I'm gonna give her a 7 out of 10. Now we have to put her in the city. But where should she go? I'm going to put her upstairs where she could take a bath. That looks pretty fun. There's also a shower in there, but I don't think she's gonna use that. All right, it's time to pick our next character, and I think this is Bandit. Yo, that's pretty cool. I need to attach the arms again. Boom. Boom. And there he is. I really like how hairy he is. He has all these little blue marks to resemble, well, hair, and he has it on his back and tail too, which is kind of funny. He also has toes, you'll notice, but my favorite is the hair on his beard. I give this minifigure a 9 out of 10. Now, where do we put him in the city? I was thinking putting him in the TV room because dads obviously love to watch TV. And I thought Bluey's dad might actually want to come outside and play Pokemon with Bluey. I feel like they like to play together a lot, so this is perfect. The next character I feel like obviously has to be Bluey's mom, Chili. Or should I say Bluey's mum, because they're Australian. Yep, pretty sure that's her. And here she is. I like how her belly molds into her torso, so it looks like it just keeps going. Maybe makes them look a little chubbier. And she's a lot like Bluey's dad, except obviously she doesn't have a beard, because that would be weird. But she does have hair on the side of her head, which is cool. And you got a lot more of these dots behind her. So while Bluey's dad is playing Pokemon, Chili, Bluey's mom, what should she be doing? I'm gonna go send her grocery shopping, so that way she can make a nice meal for the family. She's also the best character, by the way. Don't at me. All right, you stay there. I give Bluey's mom minifigure a 9 out of 10. The next figure we're getting is Mackenzie. Let's open her up. Yep, alright, so here's Mackenzie. She's one of the kids that moved to the area, and she's from New Zealand. No, not New Zealand from the Muppets. New Zealand, the country. Her minifigure is really cool. She has 2 different colored feet, and her little ear is folded up here. She also has a black and white tail, and her whole color scheme is black and white. This is the first minifigure I'm gonna have to give a 10 out of 10. And I think for her, I'm going to put her downstairs to play with the train, because the trains are epic. Now we have 5 figures done, and we have 11 to go. So let's get into them. And this one looks like it's Jack. And his full name is Jack Russell, which is an actual type of dog breed. But we're gonna open him up and let's get to building. He also probably has the smallest tail that I have seen on any of these dogs. That is rough. I mean, look at the difference. He's a pretty cool minifigure, and he's a lot taller than Bluey, even though he goes to school. I feel like he's gonna hang around the corner over by this little shack, and we'll just put him in here. He could mess around, have a good time. This looks like a good place for him. I give him a 6 out of 10. That means we have to get into our next minifigure. And I think we're gonna do Uncle Rad. That's who that is, right? Yep, that's Uncle Rad. And you wanna know how I know? I know because he's pretty rad. Look, I even gave him a skateboard he could ride around. Look how cool that is. Woo, woo. Now, Rad is actually Bandit's big brother, and he works on an oil rig.
Why do we only see you at Christmas?
Because I work on an oil rig.
Is that why you don't have a wife?
Now, Uncle Rad's a pretty cool looking minifigure because he has all these different colors that go all the way around him and all these cool hair patterns. And his ears are also backwards. That's so cool. I also like his little hair part up here that covers his other ear. I'm giving this minifigure a 10 out of 10. Now, where to put him in the city? I think he's the type of guy to go all the way up on a rooftop just to try a new trick and be pretty risky about it. Whoa, whoa. Okay, I'll leave him right here. So with Uncle Rad done, that means we have only 10 minifigures left to unbox. Let's do it. All right, I grabbed the next one, and that looks like it's Snickers. No, Bluey, not those Snickers. Now, Snickers goes to the same school as Bluey, and he wears this really cool yellow hat. He looks pretty cool as a minifigure, and he's the first one that didn't come with an actual tailpiece because it's attached to the back of him, which I think is why he has the hat instead. And he's pretty darn adorable.
I killed a cactus! Oh no! Ah! And then a crocodile flew out of the sky and bit me on the bottom!
I'm giving this cactus-loving minifigure an 8 out of 10. Now let's put him in the city. Now, where does a Snicker belong? I think it's probably a good idea to give him some bed rest because, you know, hugging a cactus and then getting bit by a crocodile is not fun. Now, this next one is Judo. Let's open this up. And you can tell it's Judo because she has this bandana headpiece with this little hair overcomb thing. And obviously you could also put on the torso and legs. Those are little legs. Oh, and how could I forget the tail? Now we have to put in Judo's arms. All right, we got the arms and now we gotta get the hands. All right, there's Judo. She's Bluey's next door neighbor and she is kind of bossy. And she's a Chow Chow, which is a type of dog.
Little kids take so long to do everything.
I give this minifigure a 6 out of 10 because it's kind of boring. Now, where should we put her in the city? I'm gonna put Judo next to Mackenzie because I feel like she would boss her around and not want her to play with the trains. Next, I'm gonna pull out Judo's mom, Wendy. And you can tell it's her mom because she has this little diamond thing on her. Boom. Now the diamond's covered. You can't even tell. That's dumb. All right, so I think this is like a mom haircut that goes in between the ears. That's actually kind of cool. Well, here's Wendy's mom, obviously a little different because of that hair and because of the little diamond that she wears under her shirt. Now, Wendy is originally a British person. That's why I'm giving her a little cup of tea, because she's British. She also really likes exercising, so I got this dumbbell piece that used to be used for wheels, and she could work out while she's using her teeth. I only give her a 5, because she's kind of boring looking, and I can't tell the difference between her and Judo. I'm gonna move this fence, because I think this table's a great place for Judo to sit, munch on some tea, and watch her child. Oh right, she doesn't because her child's always misbehaved. I'm just kidding. Honestly, Uncle Rad's looking kind of lonely up there, so I want to get him someone to, you know, hang out with. And we got Frisky to help with that. All right, let's open her up because this minifigure looks pretty intense. Yeah, that's pretty intense. All right, so we got the torso and legs, which are pretty easy. Now we just have to put on the body. All right, and that means she, of course, comes with a tail. And then the last thing is this gigantic hair piece. That's huge. Look at that. That's dumb looking. But you know who doesn't think it's dumb looking? Rad. Oh, Rad, don't, what are you doing? Now, Frisky's pretty cool, and she's also an English Cocker Spaniel. And she's very good friends with Bluey's mom. But now, I want to make sure Uncle Rad doesn't feel lonely anymore, so we're gonna put her up there with him. And while they're up here, I think you should hit that subscribe button, because only epic people do that, and I'm pretty sure you're an epic person. Give Frisky's minifigure an 8 out of 10. We gotta move on to the next one. I honestly have been wanting to do her forever now. It's Coco. All right, Coco, let's go-co. At Tadoko in Soho. All right, let's build her. Ooh, that's a very fluffy torso. Whoa, that's so fluffy. All right, now that's pretty cool, and she doesn't have like the normal torsos like the rest of them. She has a normal minifigure torso, which is probably why there's this little addition with this little peg poking out. And that's so you could attach her fur tail, which fits very loosely. We're gonna try it anyway. I don't feel like this is gonna work. Yeah. It's not. If you move her really far forward, it kind of works, but like if you do that, it's over. That's a disappointment. Well, maybe this time you can have crocodile-proof shoes. Coco, I don't think Snickers wants crocodile. I'm still giving this minifigure a 9 out of 10 just because it's so cool. And I'm gonna put her right outside by the Amazon box. Way to go, Coco. All right, now we gotta pick out our next minifig. I don't fully remember him. I think this is Alfie. He wasn't in the show very much at all, but he's still pretty cool. And boom. Now, the funny thing about Alfie is he's voiced by Robert Irwin, who's the son of Steve Irwin, the most famous Australian ever. And it's funny because he also worked with crocodiles, but he was friends with them, unlike Snickers, who is not, because he was traumatized. He's a pretty cool little guy, kind of a background character, but I like that they made him as a figure, so I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10. And I think we'll have him watch some TV up here behind the statue of Kermit the Frog and Jim Henson, the creator of the Muppets. I don't know why that's there, by the way, but that's pretty cool. The city's starting to get way more full, which is crazy because we only have 3 characters left. And this next one is Muffin. Yes, let's go. I love muffins. And Muffin has a lot of dots, and I mean a lot of them. Muffin looks pretty happy too. All right. Well, here is Muffin, and she's really cute. I'm definitely giving this minifigure a 7 out of 10. It's really cool. And I'm going to put Muffin on top of this couch because that just looks dangerous and it feels like something Muffin would totally do. Well, we have 2 more characters, and I just grabbed this one, and I think that is Calypso. All right, let's get Calypso open. Calypso's really cool, and she's also the music teacher at Bluey's school, and she likes to sing a lot. The minifigure is also just a really great minifigure, and I would definitely give at least a 9 out of 10. And I'm going to put her inside the grocery store because I feel like that's a good place where she could, you know, do and sing and do whatever she wants and be epic. All right, guys, this next minifigure is going to be the last one. So anyway, let's take a look at it. Drum roll, please. I think that's Mia's setter. Whoa, that's a detailed minifigure. And Mia is sometimes their babysitter. She's a pretty cool character, pretty okay looking minifigure. I give it like a 6 out of 10. And I was gonna put her inside so that way she could watch, you know, all the pups inside, but I wanna bring everyone out. So everyone, come on, let's go. You too, okay, come on. Come on, you don't get to stay now. Oh, you thought you were getting away with this, Steve Irwin? I'm actually gonna put him up here. I just feel like he belongs up here. And like that, the entire town is filled with Bluey characters. Her aunt, her uncle, everyone that Bluey loves and cares about. Or at least everyone that's been made so far. And this whole place is looking pretty cool, and I would totally want to hang out here. Now, I want you to tell me which character was your favorite in this video. Comment down below. And if this video gets 1,000 likes, I'll build Bluey's house. Anyways, God bless and stay awesome.